congratulate Missouri and Robin and her staff and that wonderful team. You know, they were really special tonight, and as they are most of the times when we have to play them. And just, you know, really disappointed as the head coach at Mississippi State, but really happy for her and that team. They are one tough bunch, and it's my kind of team, you know, tough, physical, aggressive team. And I know she's enjoying coaching those kids, and I've watched plenty of tape on them, and it's that way every night. And so congrats to them, and again, you know, we'll practice tomorrow. That's all I can tell you.
Nick, did you feel during that game that Missouri just kind of controlled the flow most of the time, that they were playing the game the way they wanted to most of the time, and even when y'all were winning, it was kind of, you know what I mean, that they sort of controlled pace?
Yeah, I felt like all night I was really fighting the heart thing, you know, just playing hard, playing with energy. You know, we got out toughed and out hustled just about every loose ball. You know, every you know, it's just one of those nights where we were just, it happens, you know, sometimes y'all with teams that aren't very mature, and you come off a big win like Sunday and played that well, and, you know, you have it's just hard. And so, again, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to take anything from Missouri. Missouri was special tonight, and they deserve all the credit. But, yeah, absolutely, I thought they controlled it really from the jump.
Brett?
It seemed like Missouri had a lot of success in creating open three-point attempts, especially with the inside-outside game. What did you see in that regard?
Yeah, absolutely. I just think they had a great plan, and we really struggled guarding off the bounce tonight. It's probably our worst defensive effort of the year by far. And a lot of, you know, you're going to lose the horse game against Missouri. You know, you're going to lose the horse game in the SEC. And, you know, for us, we really, you know, we let them have a lot of open shots, you know, and when you do that with them, this is probably the worst we've defended Missouri. Even when we got beat there when we were I don't know if we were number 2 in the country, we were 20-0, but we were top 5 or 6 about 3 or 4 years ago when we went in there and got beaten. You know, that wasn't near as bad as I think tonight. I mean, we gave up 75 points tonight, y'all. You know, I think that says a lot about, you know, where our focus was, where our energy was. And so, you know, again, buck stops here. It's my fault. It's obviously didn't have them ready to play, and that's my job. And you know, at the end of the day, this team is. We've talked about how different we are and unique, and in that regard, you know, I've got to be able to navigate that as the head coach and make sure that nights like tonight don't happen. And I think that's the hard part for me, y'all. I take great pride in when I go into those games where maybe we're the higher ranked team or whatever. You know, I don't typically lose those games. And you know what? I lost one tonight, so I'm going to wear it.
Go to the left, Robbie.
Jazz, you had 4 turnovers tonight. Jordan had 6. That normally is not the case for either one of y'all, much less both of you. What I guess what was Missouri doing well, or was there something that you felt like y'all weren't executing?
I don't think that we weren't executing. I think it was just a focus piece for us. Like Coach said, we weren't very focused coming out. So I mean, I guess that would be a focus point for us for the rest of the week.
Coach, it probably goes without saying, but how big of an impact was Anriel getting in foul trouble, especially given what she was doing on offense tonight?
Well, it probably impacted us a little bit offensively, but you know, she struggled defensively. She struggled rebounding. She didn't block out numerous times, as all our team did. So it wasn't just her, but I mean, from a defensive standpoint, she really struggled tonight in rebounding. She really struggled from a perspective of blocking out, putting a butt in the gut. You know, they obviously picked it up on film. She's not good at that. And it's something we work on a lot with her and a lot of our players. And so they really went to the boards. Sophie went to the boards and had 4 offensive rebounds. And, you know, so we really struggled with that. And you know, so from offensive standpoint, probably, but, I mean, we traded some buckets, you know, at some positions. So, I didn't think it hurt us too bad when she was off the floor. We were limited in some things we could run, but, you know, at the end of the day, when you let somebody shoot, you know, 55% for the game, 42 from three, they shot 80% in the third quarter, y'all. 80% in the third quarter. I don't know that I've ever coached a team, y'all, that's allowed 80%. I don't think Connecticut shot 80%. That would be a Adam question, because he likes to look that stuff up, but I don't think we let Connecticut shoot 80% against us in the Sweet 16 when they beat us 60.
Robbie?
Vic, to my question to Jazz about the turnovers, and I think Jordan was 3 of 11 shooting, just some uncharacteristic night for them as far as the stat sheet's concerned. What did you see that was an issue there? And I know you talk about you want your guards to really protect the ball, and the guard play's been really good for you this year.
Yeah, it has, and you know, to have 10 turnovers between those two is, again, not very characteristic, but at the same time, it's a lack of focus, it's a lack of commitment to taking care of the ball, and you know, those two seniors, we shouldn't have 10 turnovers between those two in one game, 2 games, or 3 games. I mean, and you know, again, Jazz is in here because she's accountable just like I am. She's in here when we win. And you know, at point, she knows that at point guard, it's who we are. We're both the point guards of our team. And you know, Jordan having 6 turnovers is you know, not acceptable. I just felt like our whole team though had a real lack of focus. We had it in shoot around, y'all. You know, I noticed it in shoot around. You know, it just, you know, we've got some things happening, and obviously tonight it showed.
Piggybacking on Jordan's struggles tonight, she had her hands full with Sophie pretty much every possession on defense. Do you think that affected her on offense at all, and her turnovers and the way she shot the ball?
Well, I mean, Sophie was 8 for 17, 4 for 9 from 3. She had 4 offensive boards, 24 points, 3 assists, and 4 steals. So I would say she was not good on both ends, and because we really struggled defending her, and she didn't have her all night. Bree had her some. You know, we traded off with those two, but you know, the defensive piece, y'all, there was just way too many open shots that we allowed them to create, and then we gave up a bunch of layups, y'all, a bunch of uncontested layups where we were spread out and didn't guard the ball and didn't rotate, and so, you know, again, that's uncharacteristic, but just seemed like we were a step slow, you know, tonight, and very lethargic. I think that'd be a fair statement.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Jazz.